Is what I recently got on my Dell desktop. It was working fine last night, and I think once I installed a software that I was planning on using, but looks like ultimately it ended up being some sort of installation with a virus that came in, and I think I just missed on that, and it basically crashed my operating system. So when you see this missing operating system, that means your boot sector is basically corrupted and it cannot find the files in order to launch the Windows operating system. So we'll go from here and see what happens next. So as I shared with you guys, that error that's still coming there, it took me a long time, probably a day and a half, trying to figure out if I can really get this working, and so I've finally been able to make a Windows 7 Home Premium Service Pack 1 ISO file. So basically what this is, it's a working file or an image file that I can use to basically boot up my system through this file and try to repair and see if I can get things working. And so we're gonna give this a try. And so what you got to do is, now obviously you can still see that error is still there, and all I'm gonna do is put this into my Dell system, and now what I'm gonna do is basically power it down so it's all shut down. And once I power it up, I have to start pressing F12, and that basically enables you to get into the boot options. So as I keep pressing and I keep pressing and keep pressing, let's give it a few seconds. There you go. What I want to share here with you guys is, those who know this stuff, you know, it's probably a piece of cake, but for most of us, it's a learning curve. And so what you got to look at here is, you see the first one is highlighted. So all I got to do is use my key arrows, the up and down key arrows. So where it says SATA SD3500, that's my original hard drive, which is the one that's not working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the device that is going to be able to boot me up. So this is going to be the second one. Now all computers are different, but this screen for most of you will be the same. Just select where it says DVD. So don't worry about those HLDT blah blah blah. Some will have all those weird numbers, but all you just got to look for is DVD or a DVD-ROM or a DVD RW, whatever it is. So once you have selected the DVD, you hit enter, and it comes up saying press any key to boot from the DVD. And now Windows is loading files. This is going to take some time, and once it's loaded, it should boot up through the DVD with all the system files. So yoo-hoo! So it looks like we're finally seeing something happening. It says starting Windows, Microsoft Corporation, and looks like I may be in business here. Let's hope for the best and see what happens here. So this is finally up and running. It comes up to the main screen here. Okay, so now here we are on Windows 7. Okay, finally got it working. So you select English, and that's English United States. Keyboard is US. We go next. Now we can install the Windows 7, or we can go repair your computer. So you have these couple of options here. So carefully, just don't blindly go install now, because if you have a Windows 7, you know, a working system in the past like I have, I'm not interested in installing Windows 7 all over again, because I've got a lot of stuff on my computer. So what I want to do is either you could go what to know before installing Windows, or basically I just want to go into repair your computer. So I'm going to click there, and it comes up with this window here. System recovery options. Use recovery tools to help fix it if your operating system isn't listed. Click load drivers and then install. Okay. Let's see that I'll have to see what I can do here, because this is the first time I'm just making this video live as things go. So I'm gonna have to give this a try. Restore your computer using a system image that you created earlier. Now I probably don't have that thing or the file available, you know, using system image. For next. Okay, awesome. So here we are. Now here we have to start repair if we want. There are a couple of options, as you can see. There's a startup repair, system restore, system image recovery, Windows memory diagnostics, and a command prompt. Now I don't want to go into command prompt because I'm not looking for that. It's not any memory issues that I have. System image recovery is something that I could have done had I backed up, which is my big mistake. Did not back up an image of my existing system. And system restore probably is try to restore to some earlier point, which is a backup, which looks like I haven't done that very properly. So that's another big mistake. So lessons learned. Always create a system image recovery file, and always restore or back up your system to an external drive or it's a DVD, so that you don't go through the headache that I'm going through right now. And so let's see, I'm going to start the startup repair. Oh, as you can see, things are now running fine, and I'm just going to get my password and everything done, and get into my Windows, which was, as you've seen before in the videos, it wasn't even booting up to the system. It was missing the operating system because I think it had some major infections and virus. I mean, it was full of crap. I would highly recommend, guys, if you're online, you know, the most important thing and lesson that I've learned is try to, as much as possible, you know, make sure that you are able to back up. Yeah, try to back up as much as you can. So that's really the main thing that's going to cause a lot of these issues to be resolved. And you could probably save yourself a lot of time, which I didn't, and I had to go through all this crap. So guys, I'm in. This is so cool. So here we are. What you see here basically is a different version of Malwarebytes, but it's called the Malwarebytes adware cleaner. It's a DW adware cleaner. So what this does is basically, you can see, detected even more of the adware. Oops, sorry. My phone was just low on battery, so I'm just trying to get a glorious view of this so you guys can better look at it. So this is what it is, the Malwarebytes adware cleaner, which I downloaded. Also, in addition to running Malwarebytes Rootkit, which did a lot of stuff, and then Malwarebytes, the malware cleaner. Now this is not the malware, this is the adware cleaner. So one thing doesn't do everything. So you gotta just make sure, keep that in mind. You gotta run a couple of these so that it will basically take care of all the different malware, you know, adware, and all that kind of crap from all different angles. So you want a 360 solution basically. So folks, what you see here, this is just amazing. 267 identified items being selected, and now they're being quarantined. And I think once this is done, then I'll be in a little bit better shape, but I'll still have to go through the cleanup. But just trying to share with you. So just want to share a few of my tips with you here, tips and tricks that will improve the speed of a computer. I'm not a pro, but with a number of years of use and being on the internet and you know, going through Google King, who's king of search, and you know, I've learned a lot of stuff on how to speed up. It's just that most of the time we kind of just keep using our systems thinking Windows is gonna do its own stuff, and you're just gonna go into the system files and do that disk clean, and that's gonna be it, and my system will be up and running. No, that's not really true, because that disk cleaner is only able to pick up so much stuff, and most of them is Windows own, offline and unused, or internet files that really don't get much in the way. They do slow down your system, but not really badly. But these things which you see here, this is what's going to kill you. So I would suggest, and this is my mistake, so I think it's lessons learned for me as well. I was pretty active in keeping up with all this, and for some odd reason, just life got in the way. I got my kiddos busy with school and things like that. So that's what happened here. And now you see they say this computer needs to restart. So we're going to see what we can do. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that, keep up with these. Look at this. This is just crazy. Do you see that scan time? The actual scan time is about 9 hours. That's how long it took to scan 9 hours or 500,000 different scanned items, and it found 267 threats, which was basically, all these different crap that existed that was slowing down my system. So always use, you can use Spybot, Search and Destroy. Malwarebytes is an awesome program. I would suggest, I'm now going to purchase the full version, because really what I've gone through right now, I don't want to go through this again. But please, my suggestion to you is, you guys use computers, don't be neglectful. Try to use your judgment at least every other week, if not every week. Run these malware software. It's really going to keep you clean and running faster, in addition to all doing the disk cleans and defrags. So just sharing with you what I've gone through, as I go through this live. Okay, so one more thing that you want to do, especially in Malwarebytes and any kind of these malware or badware or adware softwares, is that people just go and do a quarantine. So you just do a quarantine and you just say, it's there. But I suggest that the best thing to do is, just instead of leaving it quarantined, what you want to do is basically you want to select all of them, whichever program you're using, and every program has that option, all antivirus and Norton, everything. It's always they'll quarantine it. So it's just like quarantine means that it's, an immigration or something, and they're just holding you up. So, you aren't, you're in some sort of a jail or something. That's how it is, if you want to picture it that way. What you really want to do is get rid of these things. So always select them, and obviously you don't want to restore, but delete these. Hi guys, you finally see me here. Just want to let you know that the update that I did, one of the couple of things that I've added into there is using Malwarebytes. It's called Adware Cleaner. It's ADW Cleaner. And there's the other one, it's called Zamana Adware Cleaner. And so these guys have done an awesome job as well in trying to get rid of all those extra files and Trojans and whatnot. So just want to let you know that in addition to what I've shown before, these were some of the few extra things that I ran. And so if you were going through something of this nature, you really totally want to have a clean system as much as possible. So while my system restarts, I'm just basically sitting here giving you some little idea of what I've done, and we'll move from here forward. So now I'm gonna run the next cleanup software, which is Hitman Pro. So this is Hitman Pro. I downloaded in my downloads folder. Double click there, and basically yes, basically go start, and we agree to the license, which is here. You click next. Now in this one here, since I'm not gonna regularly use it, it's a paid version thing, so I'm just gonna select no. I only want to perform a one-time scan to check this computer. So that's what you want to select, and I don't need any emails, so let's go next. So here it is. I've got Hitman Pro done, and I'm just gonna click next. So guys, I'm just trying to let you know that this is what was happening. I didn't realize this, but this software called something, it's an executable file called hedging.exe, and you can see what it does. What I did, I just basically, with the system getting slowed down, because I was able to finally boot into my system today, which I explained on my journey of trying to get this all up and running. So I have been up and running, and I'm trying to run this what you call SpyBot system scan, which is an awesome software I've been using for several years. It does an awesome job, and it's been running for so long because my mistake, I hadn't ran it for so long. And in the background I've got Malwarebytes also running. And see what this software does. You see, it starts creating these big huge files that start eating up your memory. So that's what actually happened yesterday, but I just didn't catch it in time. And now when I saw that the system started slowing down to a point where I think it finally crashes your boot sectors, this stupid thing is called hedging, and hedging here, and then it says hedging here in description. So all I keep doing right now, because I don't want this scan to finish and it's taking a long time. I've been on this scan for over an hour and a half, and it's still going on. But if I don't do anything here, it's going to slow down the system to the point that I will never be able to finish this scan that's happening here on my SpyBot. So you can see what these guys are doing right now. It just replicated itself, and look at the file sizes. So it's going to slow down. So what I do is click there, you click on end process, and you just end the process. So you see it's gone. So it was like a dozen a month. So I have this the Windows Task Manager open on the side as I'm running all my malware and all those scanning software, just to make sure that I can clean up most of the stuff. Now this is an awesome software. You can download it on the internet. It's free, but these guys do an awesome job, and it detects a bunch and stuff here. How do you get this task manager? There's several ways. The most easiest one is you just press control, I think it's control shift and escape. So you just press all those three keys together. And now as we're just talking, see, it just created two of these fake files, and look at the size. I mean, it's gonna kill the memory here. So if I just go in process, kill him. So I figured out when I looked at my system what was installed, new, and this is that stupid software. This one here, it's called Anonymizer Gadget, and I read about it on the internet because I was able to open it up and I printed out the instructions. It's long instructions. I'll have to download the rootkit, and I'm gonna have to download a few other software to basically eradicate this thing, because I tried removing it and uninstalling it, but it would give me an option like, okay, press 1, 2, 3. So it's playing with me. It's somebody who's done this is pretty smart in trying to fool us up. But again, so back here again, see, it's back again. So it's got hedging, and it's like 62,000. That's a big chunk of memory it's trying to use up here. So I'm just gonna go again and process. Well, just trying to let you know. So these are some of the discoveries that I found. So sometimes my tip to you, and I have found a lot of crap through this one here. These are typical names that that Windows runs. But like, for example, right now I just found out my Chrome and my Firefox are both hijacked. And if it's a Chrome, you'll see it'll just say Chrome.exe or Firefox.exe. But I had Firefox running, but it had Firefox Bewilders, and the same thing is at ChromeBewilders.com. So I'm gonna have to go into cleaning up that as well. But let's first finish this, and I'll keep you guys posted of what's happening. This is just a follow-up video on the same. One more step that's still left in this final cleanup. Everything is working fine. I'm up and running, but I have to be 100% sure that things aren't bad. So Malwarebytes is an awesome program, folks. I just can't praise enough of wonders it's done for me today. Got another one which is called Malwarebytes Anti-Rootkit beta version, which is really awesome. And just imagine, look at this, look at what it found. 4 of these Trojan files available in the looks like in the recycle bin for somehow, and so I think I'm going to clean that up. So I just want to let you know that once you do a cleanup, you also want to make sure you run this anti-rootkit, because that's going to go and try to search your the root drive and everything in your boot sector just to see there's nothing there that's going to cause some major issues down the line. Yes. So I'm going to click clean up, and it should create a restore point. And I think from there onwards, I'm gonna maybe use that restore point if something happens.